All right, so morning class, we're on to mathematics for grade 7, that is JS1, and today we'll be looking at algebraic simplification. We had an introduction in our last class, and today we'll be going in details to look at algebraic simplification. In our previous class, we looked at the concept of coefficients, and we're given some tasks to take care of. We'll look at those tasks quickly, and then we'll proceed. All right, so we're using New General Mathematics as our reference text for this particular aspect of the discussion, and then we are on chapter 7, page 50. All right, so let's go. Exercise 7B. Exercise 7B number 1 says, what do the following mean in arithmetic? What do the following mean in arithmetic? Look at A. It says what? 3 times 4. 3 times 4 means 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, or 4 plus 4 plus 4. That's what that will mean. Now, look at the next one, 34. 34 will be what? 34 times 1. That's what it will mean. And that will be what? 34 occurring once, or 1 occurring what? Or added 1 added 34 times. Are you seeing that? That's what that means in my arithmetic. Then the next one, it says C, 3 times 6. This will mean 3 added 6 times, or we have 6 added what? 3 times. So that's what you have there. The next one, that's C, then D. In D, D says 36. That will mean 36 added once, or 1 added 36 times. I seen that. Then E, I know my approach might be quite different, but this is what they want you to do is to find out what it means in arithmetic. Arithmetic is a concept of addition and subtraction, majorly. So the E, 2 times 9 means 2 added 9 times, or 9 added twice. 29 will mean 29 added once, or 1 added 29 times. The concept of coefficients is the concept of how many times a number is being added. Now let's go to G. For G, we have 5 times 1, which is 5 added once, or 1 added 5 times. H, 1. 1 is simply what? 1 is simply what? Added once. I hope we are okay with that. So I wanted to be sure that all is well with them. Right, so we continue. That's for H. Now we go to I. For I, we have that 77. It means 77 added once, or 1 added 77 times. Now, J, you have 98. That will mean 98 added ones are what? 1 added 98 times. So that's for question 1. So let's look at question 2. It says A, what do the following mean in algebra? Now, here in A, it is what? 3A. It means that this is 3 times A. This is one meaning, 3 times A, or A 3 times. A 3 times. Okay, so that's for number 1. Or you can also write, if it's not so much, you can say it is what? A plus A plus A. These are different ways of writing that in algebra. I seen that. So 2 continuation. B. All right. 5x. This will be 5 times x. This also means x 5 times. X 5 times. Or if I go with the same pattern, it will mean x. I can also say x added 5 times. Do you understand? These two mean the same thing, just different way of expressing it. Then what else? See, I'm not constraining myself to just your book. I'm giving you a mathematician's broad view of the matter. Then you can also have it to be what? X plus x plus x plus x plus x. See this one? That's some of the ideas you may not get in class. All right, so let's continue. Right, so we go to C now. What is C? C says 2y. This will mean 2 times y. This will also mean y twice. This will also be y added twice. And this can also mean y plus y. That's for C. Then this is D. For D, it says 4n. It means 4 times n, or 4n twice, or n added twice. Or that could also be n plus n plus n plus n. Let's go to E. For E, we have 3n. What would that be? 3 times n. Okay, this would be 4 times. Added 4 times. Added 4 times. Okay. So this will be m 3 times, or m added twice, or this could be what? M plus n. We go to F. F will now be what? 6D. What is 6D? That will be 6 times D. What else will it be? D 6 times, or D added 6 times, or it will be what? What else would it be? D plus D plus D plus D plus D plus D. Two times F, D, F twice, F added 2 times. We have what? F plus F. So that's for G. Then what about H? It says 0E. It means 0 times E. This one means that E does not occur. E does not occur, and that's all. H, I, 7 arrow, which means 7 times arrow. Arrow occurs. Arrow added. Arrow 7 times. Arrow added 7 times. Or we can say arrow plus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next one is J, which is what? 5S. So 5S, what does that mean? 5 times S, which will mean S occurs on S 7 times, 5 times rather, and S added what? 5 times, or S plus S plus S plus S plus S. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So that clears that question 7B, number 1 and number 2. So we'll shortly go to 7C. All right. 7C, number 1, 3x. It says, what is the coefficient of x in each of the following? So, what is the coefficient of x in each of the following? Number 1, 3x is what? 3. What's the coefficient? The coefficient is a number multiplying x. So maybe by way of working, this will be what? 3 times x, which will mean that what? Coefficient will be equal to 3. Let me put it in statement form so that for your purpose of revision. Number 2, but if you just write 3, you are still correct. I'm just doing this so that when you are revising, you won't forget. Number 2, 7x. Number 3, number 4, Number 5. Number 6. Now notice that the coefficient is a number multiplying x. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Now take note of something here. The coefficient of this, the reason why x exists is that it is occurring once. So this is what? 1 times x, meaning x is occurring once. I seen that. So this is one you need to pay very close attention to. Pay very close attention to that one. Number 10. Ten is equal to x, that's equal to 10. Number 11. 1/3x. That's equal to 1/3 times x. That will give you what? Coefficient is what? 1/3. Number 12. 1/2x. Notice what I'm doing here. It is 1/2 times x. And that means coefficient is equal to what? 1/2. Number 13. 1/4x will be equal to 1/4 times x. Meaning that coefficient will be equal to 1/4. Number 14, 2/3x. This will mean 2/3 times x. So coefficient will be equal to 2/3. So that's the last one for, okay, number 15. 3/4x will be 3/4 times x. So coefficient will be equal to 3/4. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Number 16. x/5 is equal to 1/5x. That's what this means. So I seen it, which is equal to what? 1/5 times x. Please let's watch this. Take note of this. So coefficient will be equal to 1/5. Number 17. x over 10. This will be what? 1 over 10x. This one I can use as an example. You know, they say your tithe is a tenth. So a tenth is actually 1 over something. So x divided by 10 means each person will get a tenth of it. So and that will give you what? 1 over 10 times x number of persons, as it were. So coefficient will be equal to 1 over 10. Question 18. Question 18. In question 18, 2x over 3 would mean 2 over 3x, which will be 2 over 3 times x, which means the coefficient is equal to what? 2 over 3. Number 19, 3x over 4, which will mean that this will be 3 over 4x. And that will mean 3 over 4 times x. So the coefficient is equal to what? 3 over 4. But 20 is 3x over 5, which will mean 3 over 5x, and that will also mean 3 over 5 times x. This is like saying 3 over 5 of x, so that is times. And that will give us a coefficient being equal to what? 3 over 5. So that settles that. And we'll finish that up, and then we'll go to another exercise. Exercise 7E. I'll just show you the technique you would use here and what I expect you to gain from this. This one area of maths that I've come to love and enjoy, but I also discovered that students find this area very unreal. So let's see if we can make it real to you. Exercise 7, was that 7E or 7D? This ought to be 7D. Let's correct that, 7D rather. Now, number 1, it says what? 2A plus 3A. Now, if I tell somebody 2 oranges plus 3 oranges, they will be fast to tell me it is what? 5. But tell somebody 2A plus 3A. It's like you have just confused them. The mere thought of hearing letter, some people have fainted. That's how this thing is. So please, I'll give you some tricks, what I tell my students to do. You can actually deceive your imagination. I don't know. Okay. If I were taking SS class, I would have given this example. But since I'm taking your class, I don't know how relevant this example would be. You can deceive your imagination. And that's what the movie Alice in Wonderland is about. You know, people were saying things normal, but she was always saying things abnormal. You know, what was happening? It was her imagination. Grace is smiling. You enjoyed the movie. Yes. Everybody was seeing things normally. Even when they were looking at things that were normal, she was seeing things that were... That's her imagination. So, when you are told to find 2A plus 3A, tell your mind 2 oranges plus 3 oranges is what? 5 oranges. What letter do they want me to use there? A. I write A at the end of the day. So that's 5A. So get the answer, deceive your imagination, get the answer, and find out what letter they want you to use here. That's the way out. It works for some students. So I'm going to solve this problem in two methods. With two methods. And I want you to get used to both methods. Method 1, I deceive my imagination. 2a plus 3a. I think of something I like so much. 2 oranges plus 2 pieces of meat pie plus 3 pieces of meat pie. You get that one fast. It's 5. 2 cups of ice cream plus 3 cups of ice cream. See, nobody will tell you, your brain will big is 5. So with that one, this becomes what? 5a. That is what you would use. Now, but there's also the technical aspect of this that I want you to see. We've been dealing with coefficients. So what you do is this, just put this. What's in front of A? What's in front of this one? What am I doing? Plus. My answer becomes what? 5a. I see what I've done. What's in front of A? 2. What's in front of B? What's in front of this A? 2. What's in front of this A? 3. 2 plus 3 is what? 5. What letter are these people talking about? Is A. Okay, so it's 5A. See it? I call it the nonchalant approach. Nonchalant. It all works with trying to avoid your mind getting too scared of letters. Let's see if that works for question 2. Question 2, 5x minus 3x. Okay, what's in front of the first x? 5. What am I doing? Subtraction. Minus 3. What letter am I dealing with? Is x. So the answer is what? 2x. I've seen it. Nonchalant approach. So you can see that sometimes the nonchalant approach is a positive thing because it's a way of deceiving your imagination. You are deceiving it. Question 3 is what? Okay, 4b plus 4b. All right. What's the first thing? What's written in front of b? 4. What am I doing? I'm adding. What's written in front of the other one is 4. Okay. What letter are they even talking about? It's b. All right. So 4 plus 4. I know that one is 8 now. 8. I write 8 in front of b. And that's it. So that will help you to answer exercise 7D. That will also help you to answer exercise 7E. Question 1. Question 1. Now, in exercise 7E, there is one. Let me look at question 1V. You will solve all of them. I just want to touch them briefly before I go. Now, look at 1B. 1V rather, 5y plus 13y plus what? 2y. The nonchalant approach we have here. What is written in front of the first one? 5. Second, that we're talking about is y. So add everything together, that will be what? 20y. I've seen it. So that will work for all of them till the end of. So your assignment is now what? 7. Complete 7D. Finish 7E. Question 1. Question 2. So you have a lot of work to do. But let me shock you. You are submitting everything. You are submitting everything latest tomorrow evening. Yes. Yes. So tomorrow evening latest.